You're watching The Times of India. I'm Neha Khanna. Shall we call it a massive meltdown? Donald Trump is lashing out, believe it or not, at his own core supporters, the very people who voted him to power. Why? Because hordes of them are demanding that the Epstein Files be made public and justice be delivered for the victims of Jeffrey Epstein's sex trafficking racket. And the US president, who in the run-up to the 2024 election had pledged to do exactly that, is now calling the Epstein Files a hoax, and his supporters who are demanding transparency stupid, foolish weaklings. He even says, I don't want their support anymore. Just what's going on with Trump and his MAGA supporters? Let's give you a lowdown. In repeated social media posts and comments to reporters, the US president is accusing many of his supporters of being weaklings who are falling prey to democratic bullshit, his words, not mine, about the late sex offender and pedophile Jeffrey Epstein.
No, I call it the Epstein hoax. It takes a lot of time and effort. Instead of talking about the great achievements we've had, a great gentleman yesterday, as you know, went on CNBC and he made the statement that Trump may go down as the greatest president of all in the United States. And instead of talking about the things we've achieved, we've had tremendous achievement. They're wasting their time with a guy who obviously had some very serious problems, who died 3-4 years ago. I'd rather talk about the success we have with the economy, the best we've ever had, and all of the things we've done, including the Middle East. I mean, you see it. Instead, they want to talk about the Epstein hoax. And the sad part is it's people that are really doing the Democrats' work. They're stupid people.
This war of words is the clearest sign yet of the deepening cracks emerging in Trump's coalition and Make America Great Again, or MAGA, the movement founded by Trump himself. As we said, many MAGA members, including some very high-profile figures closely associated with the movement, are joining a growing chorus of demand for a further and more detailed and transparent investigation into the sordid world of Jeffrey Epstein, who, we are told, died by suicide in a New York prison in 2019. Some of Trump's staunchest allies have brought a petition in Congress that could potentially compel the Justice Department to release more documents that have come to be known as the Epstein Files. And Trump seems to be having a meltdown over it. Trump is now calling the Epstein Files a creation of Democrats such as Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton, claiming that Democrats have struck pay dirt in the Epstein scandal. Trump wrote on his social media platform, Truth Social, and I quote, "Their new scam is what we will forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. And my past supporters have bought into this bullshit, hook, line and sinker. They haven't learned their lesson and probably never will, even after being conned by the lunatic left for 8 years. Trump then goes on to say, I have had more success in 6 months than perhaps any president in our country's history, and all these people want to talk about, with strong prodding by the fake news and the success-starved Democrats, is the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. Let these weaklings continue forward and do the Democrats' work. Don't even think about talking about our incredible and unprecedented success, because I don't want their support anymore." And guess what? Many of these supporters have hit back at Trump. Taking to the social media, they said, "You don't want our support anymore? Fine, you won't have it." Some have said, "We regret supporting Donald Trump." Others say, "We don't want pedophiles to be shielded. The public deserves to know the complete truth." The storm has been brewing for over a week now since the Justice Department released a memo on Epstein declaring that he died by suicide, not murder, that there was no client list, and no more documents would be made public. But Americans, including Trump supporters, are simply not convinced. They say there is most certainly a client list comprising names of some very powerful men who were part of Epstein's underworld of pedophilia and sex trafficking. They argue that these powerful men sexually assaulted and raped hundreds of underage girls, some as young as 14, on Epstein's private island, and they need to be named, shamed, and prosecuted. Trump's refusal to take the Epstein case forward is causing considerable frustration among both his support base and ordinary Americans. In fact, a poll conducted by The Economist and YouGov between the 11th and the 14th of July found that a staggering 67% of Americans think the government is hiding information about Epstein. Then there are those who say Trump himself is on the Epstein client list and cannot afford for the dark truth to come out. And that is the reason why the president is willing to burn his bridges with some of his biggest supporters. Consider this. According to author Michael Wolff, who interviewed Jeffrey Epstein at great length, Epstein had claimed to be Trump's best friend for over 10 years and even said that the first time Trump slept with his now wife Melania was on his private jet. Talking about Trump supporters who seem to have dropped him like a hot potato, well, some of them are very powerful people, such as House Speaker Mike Johnson, Republican House members Marjorie Taylor Greene and Thomas Massie, hardliner Laura Loomer, political commentators Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, and Joe Rogan. Not to mention Trump's former best friend, Tesla founder and ex-CEO Elon Musk. In fact, Musk, who fell out with Trump recently, is now posting one snide remark after another on the social media. In one post, he said, "Wow, amazing that Epstein killed himself and Ghislaine Maxwell is in a federal prison for a hoax." Musk has also asked, where is phase 2 of the Epstein Files? And that's not all. Musk had even posted a few weeks ago that Trump was in the Epstein Files. He was quick to delete that post, though. Many Republicans in Congress have also issued calls for public testimony from Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's associate, who's serving a 20-year prison sentence in Florida for conspiring to sexually abuse minors. Apart from Trump, Attorney General Pamela Bondi is also facing a huge backlash over the Epstein memo and her flip-flop. Earlier, she had claimed the Epstein client list was sitting on her desk to be reviewed. Now she claims there is no client list. Furious over this turn of events, many are now saying the Epstein saga is the biggest cover-up in American history. And what's not helping matters is that apart from Trump's outbursts, the US Department of Justice has now gone ahead and fired a veteran federal prosecutor who worked on the cases against sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, his accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell, and hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs. The question is, as allegations of a cover-up swirl around, how is Trump going to deal with the Epstein scandal? Can he really afford to alienate his core support base? He may not have another election to win, but he certainly has important legislations to pass in a divided Congress over the next 3.5 years. And the harder he tries to move on from the sordid Epstein saga, the deeper he gets sucked into the morass. The more desperately he hopes that Americans will forget about this sex scandal, the louder the noise around it gets. Can Trump just brazen it out? Can he just block out the clamor and carry on like it's business as usual? Clearly, there are many out there who are in no mood to move on and want the truth to come out. Will it?